The deepest parts of our oceans have never been fully explored. Light disappears, sound fades, and pressure crushes almost everything. Yet, something has always lived there, something ancient, something intelligent, something that ruled long before dinosaurs walked on land, before sharks became kings, before whales filled the seas. The oceans belonged to the squids. For most of human history, squids were nothing more than myths. Sailors spoke of massive tentacles rising from the deep, ships dragged beneath the waves, creatures with eyes larger than a human head. These stories were dismissed as fantasy, until science caught up, and when it did, the truth was far more disturbing. The origin, before dinosaurs. To understand giant prehistoric squids, we must go back over 500 million years, long before dinosaurs, long before trees, long before land animals. The oceans were Earth's first battlefield. Life began there, and some of the earliest predators were cephalopods, the family that includes squids, octopuses, and cuttlefish. Unlike fish, these creatures didn't rely on speed alone. They relied on intelligence. Among the earliest ancestors of squids were straight-shelled cephalopods, such as Orthoceras. These creatures looked simple, long, cone-shaped shells drifting vertically in the ocean. But inside those shells was something revolutionary: a complex nervous system, advanced eyes, and a hunting strategy far ahead of its time. While other animals reacted, cephalopods calculated. As millions of years passed, evolution removed the heavy shells. Freedom replaced armor. Without shells, squids became faster, more flexible, more dangerous. By the Jurassic and Cretaceous periods, the oceans were filled with massive marine reptiles: ichthyosaurs, plesiosaurs, mosasaurs. But lurking beneath them were the squids. Unlike reptiles, squids did not need to surface for air. They didn't rely on bone. They didn't leave fossils easily, which is why their history is incomplete. But fragments tell a terrifying story: hooks embedded in fossilized jaws, scars on marine reptile bones, beak marks, sharp, circular wounds, evidence of something strong enough to fight monsters. One of the most important clues comes from giant squid beaks. Beaks are made of chitin, tough organic material that fossilizes rarely, but not never. Some fossil beaks suggest squids far larger than modern species. Not 10 meters, not 15, possibly 20 meters or more. That's longer than a bus. These prehistoric squids likely hunted using the same strategy as modern giant squids, but on a far larger scale. They attacked from darkness, wrapped prey in tentacles, used suction cups lined with hooks, and then the beak, a living blade. Comparison: squid versus mosasaur. Imagine a mosasaurus, the apex predator of the Cretaceous seas, 15 meters long, massive jaws, bone-crushing power. Now imagine it diving into deep water. Visibility drops, movement slows, and then tentacles. Not one, not two, 8, each thick as a tree trunk. Hooks dig into flesh. Movement stops. The mosasaurus bites wildly, but it cannot reach the brain. The squid doesn't need to kill immediately. It only needs to hold. This was not a fair fight. This was an ambush. Intelligence, the real weapon. Squids are not mindless animals. Modern squids can solve puzzles, change color instantly, communicate using light patterns. Their brains are structured differently from ours, but not simpler. Some scientists believe cephalopod intelligence evolved independently, making it one of the most alien forms of intelligence on Earth. Now imagine that intelligence scaled up. Larger brain, more neurons, better memory. A predator that doesn't just hunt, but learns. The mass extinction. When the oceans collapsed 66 million years ago, the asteroid didn't just wipe out dinosaurs. It destroyed ocean ecosystems. Plankton died. Food chains collapsed. Deep-sea oxygen levels dropped. Large, energy-hungry creatures vanished. Marine reptiles disappeared. And with them, the giant squids. Or so we thought. The survivors. Not all squids vanished. Some adapted. They moved deeper. Slower metabolism, less energy usage. Over millions of years, they became the modern giant squid. Architeuthis. Rare, elusive, still enormous. Up to 13 meters long. Eyes the size of dinner plates. Living proof that the lineage never truly ended. Even today, we know very little. Giant squids are almost never seen alive. Most are discovered dead, washed ashore. Why? Because they live where humans cannot survive. Depths over 1,000 meters, crushing pressure, total darkness. The deep sea remains Earth's largest unexplored habitat, less mapped than the moon. Giant squid versus sperm whale. This is the last known war of the deep. Sperm whales dive into darkness. Scars cover their bodies, circular scars, tentacle marks. Evidence of battles happening right now. If modern squids can scar whales, what could their prehistoric ancestors do? Why giant prehistoric squids still matter. Because they remind us of something uncomfortable. The ocean hides its history. Bones dissolve, bodies vanish. We don't know what ruled before. We only know what survived. And sometimes, survival doesn't mean extinction. It means hiding. For centuries, humans believed the oceans had limits, that beyond a certain depth, nothing large could survive. Too dark, too cold, too much pressure. But evolution does not care about human assumptions. The deep sea is not empty. It is patient. Did prehistoric giant squids really go extinct? This question refuses to disappear, because extinction in the ocean is different. On land, bones remain. Footprints fossilize. History leaves scars. But underwater, bodies decay quickly. Skeletons dissolve. Evidence vanishes. Especially for creatures made mostly of soft tissue. Squids leave almost nothing behind. So when scientists say prehistoric giant squids went extinct, what they really mean is, we stopped finding proof. And those are very different things. The deep-sea refuge theory. One of the most disturbing ideas in marine biology is the deep-sea refuge theory. It suggests that when mass extinctions occur, some species don't die out. They retreat, downward, into environments where change happens slowly. The deep ocean is stable, cold, unaffected by surface chaos. Asteroids burn forests, volcanoes poison skies, but miles below the surface, life continues quietly. If any creature could survive such a collapse, it would be one that already lived in darkness, like squids. Modern giant squids, fossils that breathe. Today we know of Architeuthis, the modern giant squid. It is not a myth, it is real, and it is terrifying. Up to 13 meters long, with eyes larger than a human head. Eyes designed to detect the faint glow of deep-sea predators. This is not an animal that evolved recently. This is an ancient design, a survivor, a shadow of something older. Many scientists believe modern giant squids are scaled-down descendants of prehistoric giants. Not because evolution made them weaker, but because the ocean no longer supports monsters of that size. The war that still continues. There is one creature that still dares to hunt squids, the sperm whale. These whales dive over 2,000 meters deep, holding their breath for more than an hour. When they return to the surface, their skin tells a story. Circular scars, perfectly spaced, deep, tentacle marks, evidence of battles happening far below sunlight. If modern squids can injure whales, imagine what their prehistoric ancestors could do. This is not ancient history. This is ongoing warfare. The Kraken, myth or memory? Across cultures, the same story appears again and again. A massive creature, tentacles, ships dragged beneath the sea. The Kraken. Norse legends described it centuries before science accepted giant squids as real.